Everyone, I wanted to do a video that I offered and was requested to do. It's about my not really EDC, but the camera gear I took on a recent trip that I went on. It was a family vacation, and the intent was to do family photos, portraits, landscape, standard tourist style photos. So here's my system, or how I brought my gear. So first off, my rule is that you want to use your nice gear, right? So if you have expensive lenses, things that you've invested in, don't feel like you need to leave it at home because you are going to worry about it, that it might get lost, might get stolen. You need to take advantage of the good gear that you have. That doesn't mean bring everything, but do bring your good gear on vacation. So what I also would say is that whatever you value less or aren't too concerned about, you should put in your check bags. If you can, if you're checking a bag. And again, if it gets stolen, damaged, whatever, you wouldn't be too upset about it. So here's what I do. For the things these are kind of large, that are lens hoods. These are basically replaceable. Not easily, but they could be replaced if I had to. And they're kind of hard to carry. So I put these in my check bags, just kind of laying in the suitcase. So that's kind of part one. And for this particular trip, that was basically it. Now let's just start. So here's what I bring. I bring this Kelty backpack, which you've seen in my other videos. It's the I can never find the name on it, but the brand is Kelty. It's gray and black. I guess it has the word range on it. That might be the model. But I like it because it can be big and it's collapsible. It's easy to carry. The straps are padded. You can lock it around your chest so it doesn't slip. And so that's what I use. It's not a traditional camera gear, but I do everything in a kind of a compartmentalization process. So this top flap, what I bring is all my cabling. Okay, what I bring is a CF card reader. I bring the iOS device, attachment, power connector, USB. I don't have it with me right now, but I had my Canon power battery charger here as well. Okay, put that aside. The next compartment right here. This is kind of my easy access compartment. So I carried this on to the plane. Obviously this is on my person at all times. It fits. I always have it underneath my seat, the seat in front of me. And what I do is when you're stable in the air and you can move your bags around, what I do is I bring the backpack forward and put my legs over the top of it so I can stretch out my legs. So it's not really a burden to have it underneath my seat. You could put it over in overhead storage very easily, but I tend to just put my one wheelie bag above me in the overhead, and I like the ability to get access to things like my iPad quickly in the airplane. So I brought the iPad with me. I brought the MacBook Pro in the event that I wanted to do some heavy-duty image processing, and more importantly, if I used all the memory on my compact flash cards for photography, I could download the images into this. So I always bring extra padding for everything. Okay, so I have the laptop in here, 15-inch MacBook Pro, and I have this in-case carrier that I have on it. So it's slid very easily right up front like that. Okay, so I have one more thing up front. Lots of baggies for everything. I like to keep gear together, like it doesn't roll around in the bag. So what I carried with me, because I was going to a tropical, very bright environment, Tiffin neutral density filter for my 85mm lens that I brought. It's actually right here. Okay, so brought that with me in a bag. I bring lens cleaner cloths and camera cleaner cloths. Important when you get into a dirty, sandy area and get in sweat, fingerprints and all that stuff. I always bring wireless camera triggers if I wanted to do any extended family shots, which I did. It's very handy. So I have all that in a package like this. Okay, so that's the extent of that. So now we get into the really good stuff, right? So I have another compartment, larger compartment, that I kind of stack full of gear. I brought with me my 70-200 Canon lens. It's a high-end lens that works really good in beach environments because you can be away in a distance at length and getting close for some really cool beach pictures. So I brought that with me in the original case that it came in. If you notice, I packed it horizontally like that and it fit in just fine. So brought this with me. It did add a lot of the weight to the setup. And then here's a unique thing that I do. So within this backpack I have a traditional camera backpack. This is, like I said, an unstructured backpack that I can kind of fold up and compress, and if I had to, I could put it in my, uncompressed. Sorry, if I compress it up, I could put it into my carry-on bag if I had to, or my other wheelie bag, and just kind of go with this. So I have the traditional camera bag. I use this only for padding. I nest it in another backpack just for padding purposes. And I don't like to carry this out with me in public because a number of reasons. It looks like I got camera gear in here. That's the number one reason. So it's too obvious that I got a bunch of gear with me. And then the second thing is that it's not big enough for other things like water bottles, not easily, and other daily gear you might want to bring. So I tend to, again, only bring this as padding. And when I go out for the day on location, what I do is I pull out the specific things that I want to bring with me for that day. And it's typically never my full set of lenses. It's, all right, I'm going to bring the 70-200 lens, I'm going to bring my camera, and I'm going to bring this other lens. So I put it all in the backpack in different compartments so they don't rub against each other. Okay, so that's my method. So within the particular camera backpack, I had my 5D just kind of in here like this, and I have an attached smaller 50mm lens. It kind of fits in just fine. So camera, I had I don't have it in here with me right now, but within here I had one flash, okay, the 580EX, and then I had in the original L-Lens bag, I brought with me the 24-105 lens. This lens I could have left at home. I ended up not using it at all. So one extra lens that I brought. This one I didn't use it because this has been for years my standard travel lens that I always have on, and I wanted my pictures to look a little different this time and take advantage of some different lenses, try something different. So I ended up not using that at all. I also brought with me my 85mm 1.2 lens, and I just had this old goofy Sony bag that's padded. It's thick and padded, so it's actually better than the bag that Canon provides. So I fit it in there with padding, you know, brought it along and did actually use this one. It ended up being pretty good for outdoor photos at the beach and things like that. It ended up not being good as an everyday shooting lens. So I'm going to dinner, I might want to take pictures at dinner, I'm up close. It didn't work well for that at all. It was too, the zoom, there's no zoom, but the 85 millimeter distance is too long, and even worse, the focusing distance is too long on this particular lens. It is still an awesome lens, of course. What I ended up using was the 50 millimeter for more, you know, small spaces. Okay, so that's my system. You know, what would well, I guess one more item. On the side pocket, I bring this Think Tank kit for my memory cards. Okay, so I have all my cards nested in here, and it keeps them all in one spot. What I do and what I recommend is don't bring your full set of cards out with you on a daily basis, right? Bring the cards that you think you're going to use, leave the rest back at the hotel. Bring, typically what I did was this time I kept one card in my camera and another card in my backpack or on my person in the original CF card container. It's very important when you go to tropical and beach, sandy, dirty areas to keep your cards in this particular case or in a plastic bag when you have them in your pocket. I've had a problem in the past where I had sand in my pocket, got in the card, and I can't even get it open, but got into the card pins, right? Card pins, little sand granules got in there, and then I put the card into my camera, so it busted the card and my camera, and I had to go back to Canon for a service. That was during a shoot, and that was a bad day. So that's what I do. Separate your memory cards. What would I change? I would. I'm surprised actually that the technology, the advancement of memory size and speed has gone, whatever you say, grown, or increased much faster than camera technology. So I had a 32 gig card that I brought with me, and the reality is I could have used this whole thing the whole time and never filled it up, as long as I didn't do too much video, which I don't. What I ended up doing is shoot with this, disaster recovery reasons, spread out my images across cards, but because I had so much memory capacity, I never needed to use my laptop. So I should have kept my laptop at home. I ended up being on my iPad the whole time from the hotel. My wireless connection kind of sucked at the hotel, so I didn't have fast speed anyways to do a lot of you know, uploading of pictures. So I would have kept the laptop at home, would have kept the 24-105 lens at home if I were to do it again. So that's my kit. Let me know if you have any questions. Follow me on Twitter, Creative Outlet H, and check out my other YouTube videos. And have you noticed I have a new Creative Outlet Images Facebook? So thanks for watching, and hey, let me know how you do it. What do you bring for camera gear on a vacation? Later.